Google search is over. Google announced that starting this week, they are going to start prioritizing AI responses in search results versus human-written articles and websites. From my understanding, Google wants it to be more like having a conversation with AI when you search something versus just searching for something. So there's going to be this new search box that's AI powered, and it can handle like longer sentences and more detailed messages versus just keywords. And instead of getting pages of links back, you are just going to get an AI answer. They've been doing that kind of already with those AI overviews you get when you search something, but eventually you're only going to get the AI overview and you're not going to get all the links below it. And apparently you'll be able to ask follow-up questions in the AI overview to, really enhance the AI conversation. But hold on, it gets even worse. Starting sometime this summer, Google is also going to start incorporating generative AI. Yay! So if you search something, the AI overview might like generate a picture or like a diagram depending on what you searched for. And even worse, they're going to start using AI information agents in the background to sort of monitor all of your activity and send you alerts on stuff. So if you ask the AI to like track tech news for you, it will constantly search the internet for you and just constantly run in the background and then serve you those results when there's new ones. Google has had Google Alerts for a long time, which is very similar in the idea, but this is going to be AI powered and not human coded powered. So basically, people are going to start clicking on links less because they're not going to get them, which is going to absolutely decimate any creators or websites that rely on search traffic. Are we tired of AI yet?
I'm an AI engineer at Google, and this is what scares me about AI. The first thing is that AI is being deployed faster than we understand its failure modes. Systems are going into production before they even fully map out like what happens when that system breaks. The second thing is that the people that are making policy decisions about AI are not or have ever probably built a model. And the people who are building models, they're not working on policy. And that gap in itself is incredibly dangerous. Another reason is AI is getting really good at sounding right and looking right, but really has not caught up in terms of being right. And most people cannot tell the difference. On top of that, the behavioral data that's being collected right now will train our next generation of models. So all of the biases and assumptions and the blind spots of 2026 are going to be baked into the models in 2034. I do believe in what AI can do, especially when it's built carefully, but we also know how rarely that is.
So in a huge day for Google, they just told you they're not a search company anymore, and I'm going to bet that you know what kind of company it now is. The Google Developer Conference happened today. It's called Google AI I/O, and it was just AI mania. Launches, product demos, everything was about agents, automation, and AI. And the big spoiler is, bittersweet, the search bar that you know and love is getting a major transformation. So the launch density and volume was just dizzying, and this is simply day one. They announced a new model, a personal AI agent, different AI smart glasses, a video generator, a Mythos competitor, and then they closed the keynote by saying that AGI is on the horizon. Everyone just applauded something that a couple years ago would have been like a massive thing to say. I want to break this all down for you so that you don't have to watch hours of content where the words Gemini and AI start to lose all meaning. You're welcome. So first, Gemini Spark. This is the big one. This is Google's personal AI agent. It runs on a virtual machine in Google's cloud, meaning it works even when your laptop is shut, your phone is in your pocket. This is their answer to OpenClaw and Claude Cowork. It's your full-time 24/7 executive assistant, like your Don Draper. It's your secretary, but with less misogyny. You can email it, text it, it reads your Gmail, your calendar, your files, your photos. It plans tasks, it breaks them into steps, and it does them while you're asleep. Something that's obviously built into the whole concept here is that it encourages you to use the Google universe more. Google Apps, Google Drive, that is the database that it works from. Google wants this to be a thing that runs your life for $100 a month, and they want you to remember that that's cheap for an executive assistant that doesn't sleep and doesn't have mental breakdowns that we know of yet. Beta launches for AI Ultra subscribers next week, and there's a full rollout with Chrome and third-party apps over the summer. Obviously, there are definitely privacy and security questions about an agent getting all of your data and your credentials, but Google did not address this in the keynote, so they get the keys to all your data for $100 a month. You get to let your brain slowly atrophy as a computer runs your life. And then there's Gemini 3.5 Flash. This is the engine underneath everything else that Google announced today. It's going to be 4 times faster than competing frontier models, cheap enough that Google can run it on every single search without going broke. That is the real breakthrough. You can't put AI on 2.5 billion searches a month unless it's fast and cheap and works. 3.5 flashes, all three of these. Here's the detail that's the most bittersweet of the day. 25 years of internet history kind of end today. Google changed the search bar. They physically expanded it for the first time since 2001. Kind of sad. The little rectangle that we've been typing into since we were kids is now taller, more interactive. It accepts photos and videos as queries. They are redefining the search bar. It's now a chat window. Keeps the old name. Google's exact words were Google search is AI search. Not includes AI, not uses or enhanced by AI. Google search is AI search. Years ago, Google was processing 9.7 trillion tokens a month. Today, it is 3.2 quadrillion. Sundar Pichai said he never imagined he'd say the word quadrillion at an I/O keynote. Frankly, I thought that was a fake word made up by second graders who wanted to express that something was really big. So also news to me. A lot of people have said that AI makes Google obsolete because you don't need pages of data anymore. But Sundar Pichai clarified today that when people use our AI-powered features in search, they use search more. That's the business model that they want you to remember from this whole day, is that AI doesn't replace search. AI makes people want to search more. AI is good for Google. They want you to get rid of any thought in your mind that they're going to be left behind, part of the permanent underclass in the world of AGI. More searches means more ads means more money. Google's annual profit has doubled since 2022 to $132 billion. Probably my favorite launch of the day was the Gemini Omni, which is basically video generation. So Google built what's being called a world model so that AI doesn't simply generate clips, but it understands physics, space, how objects move. That is the way that you create truly powerful video footage, 3D objects moving through space. Demis Hassabis demonstrated it live. They're entering a fairly open market. OpenAI killed Sora and backed away from video generation because it was a distraction. But now Google is here, and they're known for crushing their visuals with hyper-realistic nano banana image generation. Demos looked good. They would have really helped me have visualized the mitochondria as the powerhouse of the cell back in 7th grade. We will see how it holds up, because if you remember not too long ago, Google was telling you it was okay to eat rocks and glue pizza. That was 2 years ago. Trust is earned slowly. It is lost quickly. And then there's something called Code Mender. If you've been following the Mythos story, the Anthropic model that scared the White House into considering an executive order, Google just announced their version of that. Essentially, Code Mender is a more helpful sounding version of the Mythos monster. It finds security vulnerabilities in software and patches them automatically. Hassabis invited security experts to test it. Anthropic's Mythos finds the problems, and essentially Google's Code Mender can find the problems and fix them. The cybersecurity AI arms race is heating up against a very beautiful backdrop in Mountain View, perfect for the advance of dystopia. And then they had 3 different smart glasses, actually I guess 4. Samsung Intelligent Eyewear has a built-in camera. Xreal Project Aura is somewhere between audio glasses and a full VR headset. There's a Gentle Monster collab that's basically fashion sunglasses with Gemini inside. And then there's Warby Parker, whose CEO told the crowd that he uses the glasses to help his 3-year-old daughter when she asks why about everything. So cute, so wholesome, but also we are outsourcing parenting to Google now. Maybe not so cute. One demo showed someone who's ordering coffee and tipping through the glasses using voice, but also easy to imagine being misheard and tipping $30 versus $3. Another demo showed the glasses AI editing a photo in real time while you're still taking it. That's one way to tell your friend they look bad. Nothing is real. Everything is computer. Computer is now on your face. 4 companies, 4 styles, all shipping this fall, coming to a sunglass hut near you. One I actually really don't like is called Ask YouTube. It's AI that searches YouTube videos and pulls out the exact clip that answers your question. So instead of watching a 20-minute video to find the 30 seconds you need, you ask a question and it gives you the clip. This will most definitely make people watch less of every video, which is going to make every YouTuber nervous about their watch time. This makes me feel like we are that much closer to AI-generated YouTube slop, which I don't love. Demis Hassabis is the big AI mind behind Google DeepMind. He closed the keynote by saying AGI is now on the horizon. Now, this would have been controversial a few years ago, but it got a polite round of applause as part of the talking points before happy hour. What that means is that the most powerful technology humans have ever built is almost here. The audience just gave it a wedding toast clap. Cheers to the AI god. Google I/O has one more day, and they've already killed the skinny search bar, the only thing growing in the Ozempic era. What comes next? I don't know how much more I can take.
Google is changing, and a lot of people are terrified because of this. I know we've been using Google for a long time, but they're starting to change up the search, and it's starting to have a lot of people nervous. It's not just going to be Google search no more. It's now going to be populated majority by AI. And a lot of people are starting to feel uncomfortable about this. They don't understand it. They feel like they had enough of AI. And people are just nervous. So in reality, it's like, with Google trying to expand, people don't know what to expect, what's coming. And I know that's the sad part because they feel like it's going to make everything worse. It's going to make social media worse. It's like everything is starting to become AI generated. And then some people, they think that it's going to become like a data breach and it's going to have control of your data while you're asleep. So it's a lot of people that's panicking. They don't know what to do. They feel like their security is always at risk, no matter what happens in this world. And things are changing. So in reality, it's like people are still going to use Google because Google is everywhere. So no matter what you do, you can't escape Google. And I don't know because maybe we'll have to just experience it for ourselves and see what happens. But a lot of people, I think they're starting to panic and things are starting to get worse for them. So we'll have to just wait and see. So let me know how y'all feel about this Google changing. Everything is just changing though, to be honest. And a lot of people are just, they're just stuck on the old ways. They feel like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And we're just waiting to see what happens. That's all we can do. So let me know how y'all feel about this change, about this AI change that Google is going to do. So no matter what you search, it's going to be completely AI generated. And a lot of people are furious because of that, because they feel like AI don't work half of the time. Sometimes AI don't reason. And just like a lot of people who used to use Chat GPT, some people think Chat GPT works good. Some people think it don't work good. I want to know, do y'all think it's going to change for the better? Or is it going to make it worse? And due to the country just continuing to collapse, we don't know where to go from here. So that's something that we just have to deal with. And due to everything that's changing, and I know we always come from the era like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's always being changes made daily. And all these changes that's being made daily, and I know they're starting to just terrify a lot of people. Because some changes are good and some changes are bad. And then just think about it. Sometimes they have those quick changes where they change something too quick and they didn't think it all the way through. And then they got to come back around and make some edits to their change. So hopefully that's not the case. If it's a good change, hopefully we'll be all right. But if it's not a good change, they're going to have to make some edits to it. And in reality, we're just going to have to see what happens. So let me know how y'all feel about that. Do y'all feel like with Google changing like this, and some people are in fear of their data being monitored while they're asleep and things like that, and they starting to feel uncomfortable about this? Do y'all feel like it's changing for the better? Or do y'all feel like it's changing for the worse? And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.